Now, Marta says you should board up any abandoned properties like this to keep trespassers out. The Birmingham Board of Education could decide to delay that vote. It's easy to see why between all the twisted metal and bricks that are thrown around. Get your supplies together before the first storm is forecasted to come towards us. There has been one of those two fugitives arrested. William Harris is now in custody. U.S. Marshals tell me they were looking at a house not far from here and they spotted Harris. They said that 9 men came running out of the house going in 9 different directions, and they followed as many as they could. And when they arrested Harris, they took him immediately to Jefferson County Jail. Now, he is the suspect accused of trying to run over an agent yesterday in East Birmingham. As you said, several other people were put in handcuffs and detained. Now, one of the men reportedly ran through a business and dumped a gun and drugs, according to agents. The business owner actually confronted that young man.
You have to leave, you can't stay in here, because I seen they were putting them down on the ground on the outside of the building. And I said, you've done something, you have to go. And me and the grandchildren went out the side door.
Now, obviously something very brave for this woman. She said her motherly instincts kicked in and he was just a teenager, and she could tell he was just as scared as he was. Now, Dwayne Thomas is still on the run. They are still looking for him at this time. We're going to continue to follow this developing story, but for now, we're live in Birmingham. Candace White, ABC 3340. Cleaning up and clearing out buildings like these is not quick and it's not easy. The city of Birmingham said it could take anywhere from 5 to 7 years. Bad for property values and an altogether safety hazard.
In 2013, we had 90 fires in vacant structures. So far, we're on par this year to possibly eclipse that.
Abandoned houses and businesses can't be cleaned up or demolished quickly.
If there was not home rule standing between us and action, we could be more aggressive. We could be more punitive.
Because Birmingham does not have home rule, vacant buildings can sit empty for years. Birmingham can clean up those properties, though.
But we can't just walk onto private property. We have to follow the law, and the laws are set by the state.
The city has infused money into the Public Works program and created a program called Mow More to deal with keeping up with abandoned properties. Once all the legal responsibilities are met, it costs $10,000 to demolish the average house.
That adds up. If we were to demolish all the houses in the city at this point in time that people report to us, it would probably take the entire budget of this city to finance it.
Abandoned buildings typically don't have electricity, so Birmingham Fire Marshal C.W. Marta says 40% of these vacant structure fires are set, whether intentional or not. Extinguishing these fires puts firefighters and the community in danger because they can easily spread.
The roofs can easily collapse, the floors can easily fall in, injure and trap firefighters. So it's an immediate safety concern for us.
Now, Marta says you should board up any abandoned properties like this to keep trespassers out. And it's up to people who live nearby to report these abandoned buildings to the city, and any trespassers reported to police. Right now, the Kimberly Fire Department is not responding to any emergencies, and you can see why. There's nothing left but twisted metal and debris, but this once was a 2-story fire station. They lost everything in a matter of 10 seconds when that tornado came through. And one of the other areas that was hit hard by the tornado was the Kimberly Church of God. Now, 25 people were inside the church that lost everything. The roof was ripped off. The sanctuary is gone. The children's ministry and music ministry buildings were destroyed. But worship will continue. They will be meeting outside under a tent, just like the founding members did more than 100 years ago in the exact same location. Now, in addition to the church, to the fire station, City Hall, which is behind us, there's also a lot of damage at North Jefferson Middle School. Now, they had a hole in the roof of their gymnasium, and that has flooded their gym, so the students are out of class for the entire week. During exercise drills Thursday morning, about 50 students, several teachers, and a drill instructor were facing a man yelling in the Jefferson County Learning Center parking lot. School resource officer Arian Powell wanted to defuse the situation.
As he's running towards the house, he has his hand in his right pocket. I was just about right here when he drew the weapon out of his pocket. started waving the firearm.
The deputy kept a cool head.
And I didn't want to engage the subject, like I say, just draw my weapon and started pointing at him because, he could have gotten off plenty of shots by then. I didn't know how many rounds he had or what type of weapon that he had. I just had to make an executive decision as to, shoot the guy or he started shooting before me.
Principal Jason Wilson got everyone inside the school and into their safe zones. He put the facility on the highest level of lockdown, an active shooter situation.
It was an extremely scary situation. As an administrator, I'm not equipped or trained to deal with those kind of situations. So basically it was just instinct of trying to protect our kids the best that we could and get them as far away from the situation as we could. You don't realize until afterwards just how dangerous it was.
Deputy Powell says he's arrested Wilson twice before, once in 2012 when he was accused of firing shots in the area. Well, right now they have just shut the lights off inside. There are in excess of 70 people inside. Most are laid down for cots, on the cots inside. It's been a rough night for them, so this is the first time they've actually gotten to go to sleep after a rough night. Around 11 o'clock last night, whenever the storm rolled through, there was a partial collapse of 2, possibly even 3 buildings. Now, no severe injuries in that partial collapse, but these families are not allowed to go back to their apartments right now. That's why they are here at the Bessemer Civic Center. And just about a quarter of a mile down the road, we have UAB West. The hospital there also experienced a loss of power and as well as some gas leaks in the area, but I'm told that the power is back up. They never lost the ability to care for patients. And we'll continue to monitor things here at the Civic Center, where they're going to keep things open until all needs are met. For now, we're live in Bessemer. Candace White, Good Morning, Alabama.